Young Ho lives with his mother and sister. The father of the family has died, so he is now the man of the house. The family has moved to the big city to start a new life. He and his sister, Sean-mi, are about to have their first day at their new school. Sean does not want to be seen with her older brother, so she runs first to go to school alone. While walking through an alley, he sees 4 bullies messing with a young boy called Jinsu. The bullies punch him and steal their money, calling him names for lying to them. Young Ho recognizes that these kids must be attending the same school as him, because they are wearing the same outfit. Young knows that his mother has entrusted all of her hope upon him, so he plainly walks away without being involved. At school, Young sits next to Jinsu. The bullies walk around the class just to show how tough they are. They tell the new guy to stay out of their business, or else they will make his life hell. Young hears that one of the guys is named Jai-Tai, which rings a bell to him. After school, Young visits a boxing gym and starts punching a bag. The coach interrupts him and says he can't use the gym equipment without a membership. Young wants to sign up. He has trained MMA in the past, but he also wants to learn boxing because he thinks it is better. In either case, the coach starts him off lightly by having him do some jump rope. As the coach gets in the ring to work on some moves with another young man, Young Ho observes them and tries to mimic the moves of the boxer. That night, Young is doing his homework when he realizes that his sister is not yet home. He gives her a call, but his sister is annoyed because she is having fun outside singing karaoke. Since she hangs up right in his face, Young Ho decides to go and find her. On his way, he stumbles upon the group of bullies. The girls believe that Young is cute, while the boys are in the mood to mess with him. Jai-Tai invites him to sit with them for a minute. As it is revealed, the 2 boys know each other from elementary school. Jai-Tai remarks that he used to eat a meal at Young Ho's house every day. Jai-Tai asks how come Young's family moved to the big city. Young reveals that his father committed the unthinkable when his business went bankrupt, so his family needed to make a new start. The boys start joking with one another, saying that having a business must be a problem, so they should not build one. Young is annoyed with the comments, so he decides to get up and walk away. Soon, Young finds his sister with the guy she is dating. Sean rushes the boy to leave, so Young can't get a chance to talk to him, and then scolds her brother for following her. The next day, Jinsu visits Young's house so they can do their homework together. Young is having some trouble grasping the exercises, so he just tells Jinsu they should eat some noodles. While they have their noodle, Jinsu finds the opportunity to tell Young how their school works. As it appears, bullies are not just scattered around in this region, they work like gangs and there is a hierarchy to them. In their own school, Jai-Tai's group is tough, but they are also subordinates to the bullies from senior year. That becomes pretty obvious when Jai-Tai's group is having some fun at a karaoke. The senior year bullies bust in, and they start dancing with the girl. Jai-Tai does nothing but stare. The next day, Jinsu is cornered again by 2 of the bullies who ask to get his money. Jinsu begs them to not steal his money this time because he needs to buy some new textbooks. As you probably guessed, the bullies don't care much about that, and they insist on getting his money or they will beat him up. This time Young Ho gets involved and tries to talk them out of it, but the bullies are not fans of reason. They attack Young Ho, but instead, they get whooped. Jai-Tai enters the classroom while they are getting beat and stops Young. Young Ho stares at him, but Jai-Tai yells that he should stop doing that. The leader of the bullies remarks that this is not how he remembers Young Ho, asking him if he trained. Young Ho replies that he has trained MMA. Eventually, the bout ends right there, and Jai-Tai tells his guys to follow him. Young Ho is approached by a guy named Choi, who congratulates him on what he did. This young man liked Young Ho's kick very much. At the same time, Jai-Tai has a smoke with his mates on the roof. He comments that Young Ho is different from what he remembers him to be, while one of the bullies says his kick was very strong. At the end of the school day, Choi approaches Young Ho again to introduce him to another friend of his, Haksu. He invites them for a drink. While the boys are having a good time, Choi exclaims that the bullies can be stopped if guys like Young Ho decide to fight them. After the drinks, Young takes them to the gym, because it is formally closed today and the coach is absent. Choi and Haksu want to spar, so they wear the gloves and enter the ring. Nonetheless, their sparring looks ridiculous, and Young can't hold his laughter back. Later, Young Ho decides to visit his mother at her restaurant but finds her being harassed by a client. The man has his hands all over her and forces her to drink with him. The next day, Young Ho wants to release his anger at the gym. The coach tells him to work on the punching bag, but Young Ho would like to spar with a real opponent. The coach tells him to get inside the ring with the dude who's already in there, but Young wonders if that is fair. The guy in the ring is younger than him, so he might be at a disadvantage against Young Ho. The coach says he does not need to worry about that and prompts him to enter the ring. As the fight starts, it becomes clear that the other guy is more experienced within the ring even though he is younger in age. The two boys have a good fight, but Young Ho is knocked out in the end. While Young Ho unwraps the bandages from his hands a few minutes later, the coach walks near him to ask him if he is okay. Young Ho is not physically hurt but his ego is. The coach starts laughing at him and clarifies that Young Ho needs to follow the process just like everyone else. You don't become the best from one day to the next. Later that evening, Young Ho walks through the streets when he sees Mayan, a girl from Jaitai's group, being bothered by one of the senior bullies. The senior wants her to be his girlfriend, but Mayan does not like him. Although Young Ho likes to help people usually, this time he decides to just walk away, because he doesn't want to be involved with Jaitai and his problem. Mayan kicks the senior in the nuts and runs after Young Ho. She scolds him for not helping her out. How is it possible to just walk away when you see a woman being harassed? Despite her complaints, Young Ho is not in the mood to discuss it and continues walking. Mayan likes his modesty and smiles while he is walking away. Young Ho is not meant to avoid fighting that night. As he walks nearer to his house, he finds his sister being pushed around by the guy she is dating. Young Ho beats him up, but his sister snaps at him for not leaving her alone. Young Ho can't understand her attitude, as he only did the right thing. The next day on the roof of the school building, the senior bullies are punishing Jaitai's group. Jaitai is not making them enough money lately. The senior tells Jaitai to join his friends, and they all assume a downward dog position. The bullies start beating them with a bat until they are satisfied. Once the seniors leave, Jaitai remarks that they need to do something, or else they are going to be in trouble. To make some money, the bullies corner a naive guy from their year and threaten to beat him if he does not go inside his house and bring them all the money he can find. The naive student goes inside his house and soon comes out of it with a bunch of money. The bullies are very happy about it and even give the boy a paper bill to go play some computer games. Back in the class, Choi and Haksu take Young and Jinsu for a smoke. Young's rumor has spread around the school, and everybody knows that he beat that guy yesterday. Choi tells him not to worry because they have his back in case the boy decides to do anything against him. Young Ho walks toward home after school when Mayan runs near him. She says she just wants to walk with him. However, the mood changes soon when they stumble on Jaitai, who calls the girl near him. As soon as they are close enough, he grabs her and kisses her, while the girl kisses him back. Jaitai stares at Young Ho like he is the winner, and the latter walks away. While he walks through an alley, Young Ho is ambushed by his sister's date and two of his mates. Young Ho manages to hold them back for a while, but he is outnumbered and eventually overpowered. Right then, Choi and Haksu appear to assist him, and the three of them beat these guys. In the gym, the coach notices how dedicated Young Ho is and puts him in the ring to teach him some techniques. The young man does not miss a single training, making sure to work on his stamina by doing jump rope, and his strength by working on the punching bag. Young Ho has taken this very seriously, and there is probably a good reason for that. Apart from him and his group, nobody else is standing up to the bullies. Elsewhere, Jaitai meets with the senior bully to give him a stash of money. This time the senior is happy with the money. Then, Jaitai meets his group for a smoke, before the boys say goodbye to the girls and follow their own path. While the bullies walk, they stumble on Young Ho's group. They act all tough on them, and both parties get ready for a fight. Jaitai tells Young Ho to stop staring at him and lower his eyes, which is exactly what Young Ho does. When the boys sit in another store, Haksu is annoyed by Young Ho's stance, asking him if he is afraid of Jaitai. Choi believes that Young Ho can beat Jaitai, but also prompts Haksu to stop asking Young Ho if he is afraid. On the other hand, Young Ho is not in the mood to discuss it, so he grabs his bag and walks away. While he waits to cross the road, Young Ho is approached by Mayan, who wants to spend time with him. She knows now that she has no feelings for Jaitai and wants to be with Young Ho. She kind of forces Young Ho to grab some food with her and takes great care of him. After the date, the two of them kiss, but the way Young Ho breaks the kiss is weird. Mayan asks him if he is afraid of Jaitai, but Young plainly walks away. Right next, he visits his mother's restaurant, and he sees the usual client bothering her again. His mother's posture and facial expression reveal that she is having a terrible time. Young waits for the man to walk outside, and approaches him from behind to serve him a good beating. The next morning, Choi and Haksu meet with the bullies to put an end to their rivalry. Jaitai is on the phone while one of his guys is measuring up against Choi. Choi is a much better fighter than the bully, so he plays around with him and smashes him on the wall. As Jaitai finishes his phone call, he sees his mate being beaten and jumps on Choi. Haksu tries to help his friend, but Jaitai hits him as well. That gives the bullies a chance to attack and beat the boys up. Young meets with his friends later and he is informed of the incident. Young decides to not seek any retribution for now, but when he gets back to school he is informed by the teacher that Jinsu was in the hospital. Young and his friends go to the hospital to visit Jinsu and naturally ask him what happened. As they expected, Jaitai's group cornered him and beat him up. Young Ho can't tolerate more acts of violence, so he tells his friends that it is time to finish Jaitai and his group. The two groups meet, but before they collide, Young Ho tells Jaitai how he feels. Young has been beaten by Jaitai since elementary school, but this is where it ends. The two enemies get ready to fight. Young Ho shows early on how strong he is. He shows better skill compared to Jaitai. His friends jump into the fight while Young is beating up the leader of the bullies. After slamming him down and kicking him hard in the face, Young Ho mounts Jaitai and punches him repeatedly. The bully is done. Young Ho's group now knows that they are strong, and they are ready to take upon any opponent that may get in their way. However, they still get punished by the principal for causing trouble. At the same time, the senior bullies bust into Young Ho's classroom looking for him and his friends. They are very upset when they do not find them, but their time is going to come. Then, the senior bullies get on the roof of the school building to punish Jaitai's group once more. The only difference is that the group now operates without Jaitai. The bully was so beaten and humiliated that he is never going to come back to school. Soon, the senior bullies approach Young Ho and ask him to get on the roof after school. Young's friends tell him not to worry as they are going to be on his side. When they get on the roof, the seniors have a simple proposition for them. Young Ho and his friends will work for them and become their gang members, or they will get punished every single day for the rest of their school life. Young Ho does not give them a reply, and the group proceeds to grab a meal. Choi and Haksu consider joining the seniors, a fact that infuriates Jinsu. However, the boys are just messing with him. There is no chance they would join those seniors, even if that means that they will have to fight an unequal battle. Young Ho feels a bit confused when he hits the gym and can't concentrate, but when he thinks about what the seniors told him, he draws strength to train harder. Later as he walks, he sees a group of girls smoking, and one of them seems to be really fond of him. This young man has some serious skills, but he has no idea how he does it. Elsewhere, the bullies are having a game of pool when they get mixed up with some adults. One of the adults beats them up one by one, without the bullies being able to do anything about it. But then the senior bullies walk in and see their subordinates lying on the floor like a train hit them. The leader of the seniors takes action, and he beats up all of the adults one by one. Then, the seniors take care of their business while the naive boy brings the leader a sandwich. However, this is not the sandwich he likes, so he bullies the boy and sends him back to get him another one. In the school corridors, Haksu bumps into a new student accidentally, Dae-cheon. The two boys stare at each other without moving an inch, showing that none of them is willing to make a step back, or that they are ready to fight if it comes down to it. Young Ho sees them, and he wants to de-escalate the situation because there is no real reason for them to fight. Later, the bullies start picking on the naive boy again. The boy just wants to take the bus home, but even that bothers the bullies, who punch him in the stomach. However, the new guy sees them and he is not willing to let them go. He picks a fight with them and beats all of them. The seniors get infuriated when they are informed about this. They decide to punish the young bullies as well on top of the beating they received earlier. These guys are having a rough week. The seniors burst into Young's classroom and ask the naive boy to show them who beat the bullies up. Initially, they believe it is Young Ho, but then the naive boy points at Dae. The seniors now know who to target and promise Dae that they will take care of him. Later, the seniors meet with some senior bullies from another school, and they start fighting for control of the area. The battle is balanced until the bullies on both sides hear police sirens and decide to flee, leaving two injured seniors behind. The senior's father is called by the principal, and he starts begging him to not expel his son from the school. The girl Young saw earlier, Min, has decided to date an adult man in order to make some money. Everything seems fine in the beginning when she meets with him, but then she runs out of the motel the man took her. The man follows after her because he wants to get the full service for the money he paid. Min tries to escape, but the man is not letting her go. Thankfully for her, Young walks by and decides to help her. He smacks the man a couple of times, and things get heated for a moment. However, the man decides to stop and leaves. Min thanks Young, but the boy just walks away as usual. The next day, Min tells her friends that she did not make any money, but she met the cute boy she likes. Later that day, she waits for Young to walk by and exchanges her information with him without even asking him. The two of them spend some time together later that day, and they seem to be having a good connection. At the gym, Young is still training hard to make sure he is in the best shape he can be. Jinsu decides to join as well, and Young trains him well, showing some agility drills and having him do some jump rope. Jinsu is proud of his accomplishment, and he shares everything with their common friends when they meet. The next day at the gym, Young notices Dae entering. As it appears, Dae is the nephew of the coach. Later, the kids hang out together, and the bullies see them. When they do, they are kind of scared, because they have been beaten up by all of them, except for Jinsu. The bullies run back to the seniors to tell them about Dae's alliance with Young Ho. The good guys go to have some fun in a karaoke. Young spends some time with Min, so the rest of the group decides to leave them alone. As they walk outside, the good guys see the bullies approaching Dae, which is definitely bad news. They want to help, and Jinsu suggests informing Young, but the other two say they should allow Young Ho to have some fun. Dae meets with the bullies, and he is ready to fight, while Jinsu and his friends appear behind him to back him up. Dae starts fighting with the leader of the bullies, and proves to be more skilled than him. After an exchange of punches and kicks, Dae puts him in a chokehold, but the rest of the bullies get involved. Now Dae's friends jump in, and chaos breaks loose. Jinsu tries to attack but he can't. A bully hits him, and sends him to the ground. Jinsu decides to run back to Young, and he notifies him of the situation. Young runs to the fighting spot, and attacks the bullies immediately. He is able to reorganize the field, and then starts beating everyone up. He does some ninja tricks that nobody can defend against. Eventually, both parties charge against one another, but we realize the outcome of that battle when we see the good guys chilling on the roof of the school building. The boys love the fact that this place belongs to them now. As for the losers, they become subordinates to the senior bullies they tried to fight earlier for dominance.